for Cats Out of the Bag this month. Unfortunately, I've had to do a lot of revamp. PS5 or P5 will be up again. I will be getting my FF14 account back, so that is a huge deal. FYI, if you are part of the if you are one of my followers or whatnot, I'm just gonna address a few things that I've been following recently. Yes, I have followed the situation with Leo Convoy, or Lio Convoy, and the Peaches drama, the alienation situation, which is quite tragic in itself. I am going to address the Leo Convoy situation. Let me tell you, the Leo Convoy situation has been something I have had a minor interest in because of certain aspects of a situation I used to be in. I'm just gonna make a mention to people that while you have to deal with drama on some scale, you don't have to always deal with it in such a way. Let's see. It ends with a lot of the situation that I have to deal with people like to address it in the manner of which I saw, regarding the Rosa Call, here is how I saw it. So, I'm just going to mention to most of you and okay. Sorry, I've been having issues with my microphone. know what? I will come back to this mission later. I will come back to this mission later. I need to do this when I'm not, frustrated. So, anyway, I was gonna mention to a lot of people that what happened on when the Rosa Call last year, and from what Harley had shown me on his YouTube thing, thank you, Harley, for actually making a video, that the situation was, pretty bad. I don't mean to say that in a bad way, but it just felt as if situations could just be bad run as is. For one, I've noticed this when Senate posts videos, a lot of the stuff is groupthink. If you've ever taken a college course in a university, groupthink is like one of the worst things you can actually have happen in a group setting, especially if a group is large enough. It becomes sort of a mob mentality. And I don't think Lyle even saw that coming. Or if he did, he didn't see it coming fast enough. Now, I'm not gonna make a assumption on whether or not he knew this was kind of a thing that would happen. And honestly, I have had groupthink happen at conventions, especially when it's a popular convention or a popular event with people, especially kind of harassing a friend of mine. I had a friend who will just use his online handle of Nemesis, and Nemesis is married, has a wife, and people actually believed the lie of a girl over a picture. A picture of a girl sitting in the grass with her skirt over her knees, posing like a character in an anime. Nothing really sexual or untoward, more of a just character in an anime. It was a photo shoot. She wasn't doing anything suggestive, it wasn't sexual, it was just a picture. Well, she turned around and basically lied to the convention directors and to a bunch of other people and claimed my friend sexually assaulted her or took up the skirt shots, which is something my friend doesn't do. In fact, if I had ever taken a look at any of my friend's pictures for the last, 5 years, there are like no over-the-top sexual innuendo pictures. I should know. I'm in part of them. And the mentality that became the mob mentality is my friend, who is a gentleman with a intellectual disability, was, yes, lied about. What was he lied about on? A lot of things. Then, years later, it was brought up yet again, and instead of the mob mentality of the issue, they all brought up the fact that, oh my god, he's a predator, when he's married and has no interest in that kind of stuff. I mean, I went as far as I've heard from his family, particularly his wife, and his wife, was put under the microscope. Like, she was told, We'd believe you if you divorce him. I had literally sat there in the middle of a conversation where that was the case. And she literally got told that if she divorced her husband, they would believe her. I mean, that was just bizarre. The bizarrest thing I had ever heard out of anybody. And to this day, I just could not fathom why anyone would lie like that. And my comment was, what the freaking hell? And I was just sitting there telling one of my friends that this behavior was very unacceptable in my view. And I wanted to say it in such a way that someone actually noticed. Unfortunately, I would say it just boggled my mind at how two-faced people are. Especially in my own fandom. And honestly, I'm kind of glad I stopped hanging out with these people because it just felt so unreal to be part of a group that went out of their way to ruin someone's life simply because the whole crowd was doing it. When I told a couple friends of mine I was deeply bamboozled into thinking this behavior was okay, I finally learned that it wasn't okay. There was no way in hell this was okay. The fandom, especially the anime fandom in Colorado, can be excessively toxic, and the groupthink is always that bad. But back when I was a teenager, it didn't really occur to me that my friends Alright. What drops the hammer? That's a little better. Alright. You gotta go do some... look for some stuff. Alright. Alright, we get to have an adventure. Talking to him is a pain. But yeah, if you want my opinion on all this Lyle convoy stuff, that opinion... So, yeah, that's my opinion. If you don't like that opinion, honestly, I think that Leo needs to, one, disassociate with some of the friends he does have that are a negative influence, and go back to basically being a good friend. There is a chance of redemption here. There is that chance. He is not Mr. Perfect, okay? No person is. And honestly, that is my opinion. And if people are going to judge him, they're going to find that Lyle may surprise you that he may not be Mr. Perfect. Honestly, Mr. Perfect is definitely not a person that I think Lyle wants to be. I think he wants to just do his models, do his own thing. I'm a model builder myself. And it's just not ideal for him to be in that kind of situation right now. In my whole concept, awesome. I now have the ability to build my own equipment now. Awesome. So, the other issue is something that I was not privy to, because I am a fan of a very storytime animator by the name of Illymation. She's actually quite good. Very, very good animator. So, for the alienation issue, I feel bad because honestly, it was over something, and honestly, as someone who is plus-sized myself, many people don't understand that there are a lot of issues that people forget, that being plus-sized does not mean I am actually overweight. In fact, my doctor has said my weight is definitely not the issue. Generally it's what I eat. My doctor has found out I actually don't eat a lot. In fact, I have such a weird thing about portion control that, it just starts getting weird. Now, one, she did call out the person who made the video criticizing her about it. Now, for one, while people are still criticizing her over what she had said, I'm going to make a mention that fat-shaming somebody simply because they're plus size is not only harmful to the mentality of the person, but you risk actually doing a lot of psychological damage. It isn't that we're snowflakes. It's just that over the years, many people who were my size would be told to stop eating. In fact, I did stop eating. My sister literally thought I was actually on the road to becoming anorexic. That did not happen, thankfully. But she found out that I was guarding my portions. Like, if I ate something I liked, I would make it a mission to come back and eat it. But have the special treat. Nothing really that bad. For those watching, hello, and welcome to Cats Out of the Bag. So, what do I have to talk about today? Interesting stuff, coming up. I am going to be going to Denver Fan Expo, and I'm actually going to talk about my new job. Yes, I have a new job. I stopped working at the gas station because it became kind of a safety hazard for my, mental health. If you've ever actually worked at a gas station before, it's actually quite dangerous sometimes. People think, oh, it must be a wonderful job. It is during the day, but, during the night, forget it. You get drunk people, crazy people, the occasional drunk person that comes in and, makes really weird comments to you. I had that happen, the week before, like the day before Christmas Eve. And then he tried to break into the cars at the business next door. I wish I wasn't kidding. That was just kind of weird. My mom, got concerned when I mentioned that to her. Then again, this is my mother, and I decided not to, engage any further into the matter. My parents, to this day, Search of Fairies. Okay. When I mentioned it to a friend of mine about the whole situation, Alright. I would say it wasn't exactly as I would say the weirdest thing about the whole thing for me right now is another set of drama that I can actually talk about. I can actually talk about it. Yay! I can talk about the fact that, alright. This is a serious matter. Hello, fellow watchers. If you're here for the playthrough, I'm actually doing a couple of the, later myths of the series. I've been hosting Cats Out of the Bag just for, I will be going back into the other game that I was playing a little later on. Oh wow. This is a lot more powerful than I thought that I... But yeah, the other news on the situation I'm in right now, it involves a relative. Okay, not a relative. Okay, a very bad relative. If I were to actually make a comment about this person, I honestly don't want to be treated like I am about to say something evil when the individual... I'm gonna go back to having my favorite gold sword. Thank you. There. But what had happened is, well, my sister was one of the 200 bodies found at a funeral home in a part of Pueblo, Colorado. Now, the situation was resolved. We were able to get the ashes, but to make a long story short, my brother-in-law, former brother-in-law, decided to raise a little stink because I had let him know that what had occurred. Because honestly, I was told not to talk about it with him until they got further information and, you know, that kind of stuff. Unfortunately, my brother-in-law being my brother-in-law is one of those, people who can't leave things well enough alone, and believes that my nephew's, my nephew is a, yeah, I'm just gonna mention it now. Huh. I wonder why that got... But yeah, that happened. So I don't know what he was thinking because his lawyer contacted my parents' lawyer regarding it, and I told him flat out if he was going to do that, to leave me out of it. Unfortunately, I'm being dragged into it, and I'm not really, in a good space about it. Now, before anyone makes judgment on me for doing what I did, you can criticize me all you want. I told him the reasons. I told him my reasoning for not wanting to be involved. It had a lot to do with the fact that I just wanted to make sure my nephew, got the property that was due to him. I have no desire to actually have a war with this poor man. I literally have no desire to deal with it, and I don't care. It is not any of my damn business. If you want to say anything to my family about it, yeah, I don't have anything to say regarding the whole thing because it isn't any of my concern other than the fact that I really wanted to help. Unfortunately, helping people, gets me in trouble. So my brother-in-law is basically, well, thinking I am the worst human alive, and I have nothing to say in my defense other than I'm sorry. I am sorry that I let you know. I'm not trying to be mean, I'm not trying to be cruel. If you are trying my patience and my last nerve on the situation where I need to explain to you that I am not your enemy here. So that's my news. But, yeah, I guess I'm sort of at fault for this, but honestly, I really wanted to help my sister, this family. It is. I like the graphics. This game, has some of the nicest graphics out there. Crazy that it came out in the 90s. I would say so, yes, I agree. Honestly, I agree with you on that. I would say this is a game that deserves a lot of respect for its... I'm actually kind of glad that it became an anime. That they actually did make an anime of this. I am really happy about that. If you've ever asked me about whether I'd see the anime, I would love to. I have been trying to find it. Streaming or otherwise, but it's been kind of difficult. Legends of Mana is one of my favorite games of all time. I've been playing this for years, and I actually love Final Fantasy games. The original was the first one I ever played when I was like 11. And honestly, I think my favorite games of all times have always been the Final Fantasy series. When I was just like... I would probably put myself up there with that one. I would actually, when I get my PS5 eventually, I will definitely be looking for a lot more Final Fantasy games. I'm not sure I want to try out Final Fantasy VII Remake just yet. I've been streaming for a while. It's just I've been doing it off and on due to my internet connection. We've been having internet issues at my house. So, it is kind of lonely. I wouldn't mind having more gamer friends in the future, honestly. And I try out different games. Wow, this is such a good game. Awesome. The other thing is with my stream logs, it's been kind of patchy because of a lot of stuff. And honestly, I would love to do streaming more, and with my new schedules, and also my gaming schedule where I can actually play D&D, it's pretty spot on. Hopefully if I can get my account back for FF14, I can start doing that again. There's other games I'd love to actually investigate. I do have a lot of really interesting games. I like Okami, but there's a couple other games I want to actually go back and actually replay. Like, I like some of the older games. A lot of the older games. Most people think it's weird that I like older games, but I will go... This is the one game I actually downloaded because when I heard it was being redone and there was an updates to it, I was like, okay, gotta get this game. I want to try Star Sight. I do. That's like one of the games I wanted to play for a long time. I played a lot of really, I think the older games that I really, was playing for a while was like the Persona series, Shinigami Tensei. Oh, jeez. My friends got me into SAO for a while. I'll go back to SAO every now and then, just to, I don't know, have a little fun. But there's other games like Trials of Mana, and the other Mana games. Let's see, I have Trials of Mana, Trials of Mana, and Secrets of Mana. These two are pretty much games I actually had to order just so I could play them. Sword of Mana? That's one I've heard of, and I'd like to get that one too. The Mana series is like one of my favorites of all time. I mean, just trying to get a lot of these games is kind of a pain because, one, I left my gas station, so I don't have, that income that was paid weekly, but honestly, now that I'm looking at it, I really want to go hunting for some of the games, online. Yeah, I would say so. I mean, this is, I spent a long time playing video games with my ex is actually a big gamer. And he got me into FF7. Okay. It is, actually, you want to hear the weird thing about this game? I will mention this right now. It's expansive. You can actually build the world as you want to see it. When you start the game out, it'll show you a world map, and you can pick a small spot on the map, and that is where you can expand. And you can start putting the little artifacts, and those become your towns and the world around you. That's one thing I find that Square really should have done again. And I really wish they would have, because that would have been actually kind of nice. And I would love to see that kind of world building again placed in games, because it gives a chance for the player to pick where they want to put things. I mean, let's see if I can expand it out. I can actually show you around, because there's different places you can go. This one is fun. I like going to the pirate ship. The pirates are fun. And you can do little quests with them as well. And there's little mini stories and mini games within this game. It is. It actually is. Let's see if I can... Alright. Yeah, it is, isn't it? I love it. I think the thing that was cool about this when it first came out is that it was much more interactive, and the levels, I will tell you this, you'll start at level 1, and the AI in this game is extremely advanced, because it actually will learn with you. That's the one thing I think Square really did well with this game, is making it capable to learn with you. Because let me see if I can, let's see. Stats. So, many of the gameplay on this game gets much more advanced. Yeah, it does. Alright, let's see if I can get this thing to actually get us a quest. Let's see. Alright, I gotta fix something. Alright. The only problem is sometimes when you're trying to talk to a character, it doesn't necessarily... Yeah, it does. I think that one of my worst experiences with this game was when there's a creature that is this I think it's like the Kraken in this game, and it took me like 3 tries to actually kill it, and the killing it was the worst part of it, because either I was underpowered or I was having issues with the, Yeah, they do. It makes it more of a challenge. Or... So sometimes it gets easier to play, other times it doesn't. It makes it a challenge. Also, the aiming in this game can be a little bit of a throw-off. I actually got thrown off quite a bit in this game when I first played it. So back when I was a teenager, when I first learned to play this game, my parents actually... Now, I'm trying to remember which